I have to get started with this subject because we all know that anytime you mention Skip Bayless, most folks want to hear what I have to say. And that's where we're going to get started because it's sports media news, which makes it apropos. And it involves a recent lawsuit filed against Fox Sports, and several people, including my buddy Skip Bayless, my former colleague at ESPN. The suit filed by a woman named Nasheen Faraji, a former hairstylist for the company, cites several instances of workplace misconduct, okay? The 42-page suit names several defendants, including Fox Sports Executive Vice President Charlie Dixon and even host Joy Taylor. Faraji alleges Dixon grabbed her at a birthday party, and when she relayed the encounter to Taylor, the Fox host allegedly told her to, quote, get over it, end quote. As for Skip Bayless, Faraji says he touched her inappropriately and propositioned her for offering her $1.5 million, end quote. I'll get to Tori and her thoughts on for a second. First things first, let me tell you why I had to cover this. Number one, it's news. Number two, I was just on the air a few weeks ago and took some heat for the fact that I pointed out that I've been friends with Jay-Z for 25 years. And I know nothing about what happened, no intimate details. Certainly can't be irresponsible and not try to interfere with a legal matter, a lawsuit. But in the same breath, I didn't think it was a crime to point out that the person that I've known for 25 years, I've never seen somebody that would be capable of that, with that meaning that person that I was around for 25 years.
That's Stephen A. responding to this bombshell lawsuit against Fox Sports, Charlie Dixon, Joy Taylor, and his friend Skip Bayless. It sounds like Stephen A. is preparing us to probably say something he's thinking people won't agree with, but hey, let's keep watching.
The same applies to Skip Bayless. Now, I don't know what happened. I don't work at Fox. I worked at Fox from 2001 to 2003.
Yes, Stephen A., but you did work with him for years at ESPN. And before that, you worked with him at Fox. And let me tell you, no one believes that this only happened at FS1. We're not going to act like the same 304s are not sleeping their way to the top at ESPN. I'm telling you, Stephen A. better watch out too, because eventually Molly is going to do the same thing that Joy Taylor was plotting. According to the former hairstylist/friend who dragged her in this lawsuit too and sued her, the hairstylist exposed Joy's diabolical plan to falsely cry the R word if she no longer got her way at the network. But yes, Stephen A., Molly is coming for all y'all too. Molly and Malika, Eminem. Just wait.
I haven't been there. I haven't been in that building in over 20 years. I don't know any details or anything like that. And I'm not here to castigate Ms. Faraji or anybody else. I don't know Charlie Dixon that well, even though he used to work at ESPN. I don't know Joy Taylor that well, even though she and I have interacted with one another on several occasions throughout her career, and I find her to be a consummate professional, very good at what she does, very capable, very knowledgeable about the world of sports.
The simping has got to stop. Simping and lying won't save you, Stephen A. Like we all know, Joy Taylor was not qualified for that position. Nobody wanted to really work with her. She did a horrible job when she was trying out, but she was chosen and forced into positions because she was sleeping with the boss who chose her over other women that were more qualified and performed better. Yeah, all because she was messing around with Charlie Dixon. And at the time, she was a married woman at that, thotting it up on the job. So no, she was not perfectly capable or qualified. Skip didn't even want her on the show.
And what have you. I also know that she's big on women empowerment, so it's hard to imagine her saying get over it. But again, I don't know.
Big on women empowerment? Nah, Joy is big on empowering Joy, and she was only using feminism to get her way at the workplace. It was also the primary vehicle for her retirement plan when the day comes for the network to replace her with a younger 304 that's sleeping with the boss. It's nothing empowering about any of this. These are 304s congregating to figure out how to scam everybody, mostly men. But don't get it twisted. They have no problem crossing women either, as you can see with this case here. All to get what they want. Like I've been saying for years, it's easy to come for Carisha and JT, but these city girls are everywhere, and Joy is no different.
But we all know that when you see Stephen A. Smith with a subject like this and the name involves Skip Bayless, that's what you want to know about. And here's what I would tell you. I don't know what happened. But just like I said, I've known Jay-Z for 25 years. I can't imagine that. I've known Skip for just as long. I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it. Especially when they brought up the $1.5 million. The Skip Bayless I know has a hard time giving away $15. He's one of the cheapest people I know. That's just me.
I have to be honest. When I heard 1.5 million, that's when it started to sound like a Sister Soldier novel. Like 1.5 what? But Stephen A., for years, you and Skip Bayless have been the main ones in sports media helping to drag the reputations of a lot of black men signed to these teams. You've undermined them, you've devalued them, all to run interference and even sabotage their contracts. Both of you have done it. None of them got the benefit of the doubt. Nah, nobody got, well, hold up, let's get the whole story. Y'all just went in on national TV, on ESPN, on FS1, and assisted with the takedown of so many men. You and Skip Bayless. So this non-reactive reaction is interesting.
But that doesn't mean that I have any inside knowledge about any of this. I don't, and I'm not going to get involved. I think it's incredibly dicey and irresponsible for people who don't know to act like they do know.
Yeah, like how you and Skip did for years on ESPN. It's a whole warehouse full of careers y'all bagged at ESPN Studios and Fox Studios.
But in the same breath, I also feel it's important that if you know people or you think you know people and you've had a long-standing relationship with those people, that it's not a crime for you to say the person that I know, the person that I've been around, the person that I worked with in his case, for 4 straight years from 2012 to 2016 doing First Take every weekday morning at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. The person that I knew since our days at Fox Sports when we would appear on Jim Rome's show, okay, The Last Word and stuff like that, and we were in the same Fox building off of Pico Boulevard and Avenue of the Stars. The person that I've seen that really, really trusts almost no one and doesn't expose himself to anybody, eating the same breakfast and lunch every day. His vice is a Diet Mountain Dew, and he doesn't socialize with people. That's the guy I know. So imagining him being in this kind of position is shocking, to say the least. All I could tell you is that it's not the Skip Bayless I know. But obviously, this is a legal matter he's going to have to deal with because this situation doesn't appear to be going away. A lawsuit has been filed. This person who's a hairstylist, the people that I've spoken to in the last 24 hours that have some knowledge about her says that she's the kind of person that she's meticulous with her details and she's going to chronicle things and that's how she operates. I don't know her. I don't know them. I know Skip. And I'm very, very heartbroken that he finds himself in this situation, being accused of these allegations. But I can't be over the airways being irresponsible and attaching truth or innocence, or guilt to anything that I know nothing about. All I can say, and I don't think it's a crime to say, is just like I said with Jay-Z, the person that I've known for 25 years, I've never seen anything like that from that person, anything close to that from that person. That's the same thing that I would tell you about Skip Bayless. That's all I can say. I have nothing else to add because I don't know what happened. I don't know what was said. I don't know whether something was misconstrued or anything like that.
So Stephen A's response was he didn't know anything. I do agree that you can't automatically put innocence or guilt on these cases, but every single time the women are prematurely labeled innocent and the men are automatically guilty. Listen, Stephen A and Skip Bayless, they're both guilty of doing this to other men. But what this case is showing is they're not safe either. I mean, look, Faraji exposed Joy Taylor and said she was planning to one day turn all this around and even lie just to get another come up when sleeping with the boss was no longer useful to her. But hey, let's go ahead and get the conversation started. What do you think about Stephen A and Skip Bayless smearing black athletes for years, usually the men, but now Stephen A is handling this Skip situation differently? Tell me what you think about it below. I want to thank everybody who supported this channel. You can show your support as well. The link to PayPal is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.